Good morning. Today we're on the Birling Loop. Let's get on it. So the All Trails app gives this description. This pleasant loop takes in the woodlands where you can see wild garlic in bloom during May. Please note there are nettles along these narrow paths, so leg covering may be required when they are growing. Take the winding trail through farms and woods, but please take care on the rougher terrain. Appropriate footwear is advised. So we've had a lot of rainfall again, which has somewhat dictated what walk I'm doing today. I was going to do a different walk, but it was much longer, and I feel that it might have been through more tricky terrain. So I've come and done this one, or I'm doing this one, in the hopes that I can get through it. But I'll tell you now, I'm slipping and sliding all over the place already. So I've got the old walking stick out because I can only use one at a time while I'm doing this. But it's a beautiful morning. It's grey, it's wet, but it's fresh. So it feels nice to be out. But it's I've got a feeling this is going to be a tricky one. There's loads of molehills everywhere, I've noticed. So that's obviously a thing around here, moles. I should probably check the map, make sure I know exactly where I'm going. I can hear a bit of a stream coming up. Well, as I say, it's slippery as hell to start there, but I'm on some slightly firmer ground now. Always nice to be out. The weather's meant to be picking up this week, so that will be a bonus. I've got a few days off next week, so I'm hoping to get out and do some decent length walks. But they're, as always in this country, they're always weather permitting. And it's not really the weather that's the issue, it's more the being able to physically walk through quagmires and mud. That's the problem. Those woods look ominous. They're the kind of woods where you feel like you're being watched. So anyway, this is quite a short walk. It's 3.5k. All Trail suggests you can do it in 45 minutes. So maybe that's one for after a Sunday lunch or something like that. A Christmas Day walk. These are those really old-fashioned kissing gates that have been here for forever, I think. It's quite nice, all part of the history. This is all a little bit uneven and very, very slippery. So, as we've seen from previous films, I'm not... it's not unknown for me to fall over. But it's a lot to think about. Also, I have a feeling that this fence might be somehow electrified. What do you think? I can hear a dog barking over there in the distance, which never makes you want to walk in that direction. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Shh, 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 shh. Shh, 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 shh. Well, that dog you can hear is absolutely huge, and he's in the biggest cage or kennel I've ever seen. He's a big old boy. But fortunately he was caged. He was going crazy with his chew toy, almost as if he was showing me what he was going to do if I got anywhere near him. But that's one of the things about the countryside and these walks that is probably the biggest problem, is just not knowing when you're going to come across something that's going to take a dislike to you. I can still hear him barking now in the distance. Right, this is going to be fun. Trying to climb this. I'm slipping. Right, I'll have to put the camera down for this one. Well, there was literally nothing to grab onto there. I was just sliding backwards. But made it through somehow. I can still hear that dog barking. We've made it up onto a sort of ridge. Hopefully the way down will be easier than the way up. Well, I've gone way off. Way off. I don't think I was meant to come down here at all. I think I was meant to stay on the ridge. Oh no. Oh no, I've got to go back down there. Right, so I've completely unnecessarily climbed up that hill there, and obviously on the way down I've taken taking a slip and a fall again. Fortunately, I'm so used to falling over it. I'm kind of quite used to it. I sort of almost know how to land. Just can't believe I've just spent 10 minutes going the wrong way again. What a div. What an absolute idiot. So we're going to carry on round here. I'm sure my bag and my backside are absolutely caked in mud now. Unfortunately, I turned the camera off while I was trying to come down because I thought I kind of almost knew what was going to happen, and I didn't want to risk breaking the camera. So it says we're on the right path, which is a good thing at least. I remember when I was up in Scotland, I did that Steel Falls walk, and for that I put the camera around my neck because I knew I needed both hands, and that's I guess the downside or the problems of walking in this kind of terrain, is that you really need either two hands on two sticks or two hands available to grab something. Walking around with a camera isn't really the one when you're trying to steady yourself. So I mean, I'm sure this walk is absolutely lovely in the summer, but right now it's just a bit too muddy. It was raining all last night, and right up until when I woke up this morning. Although the temperature's going up, which is a good sign, I guess. At least there's a chance it will dry out quicker. Well, so far it's been quite an eventful walk. What with that big old dog and the falling over. Oh, now we've got this to consider. Right. So I've managed to skirt the sides of that bit, but it's only a brief respite until we get to this bit. In a way, it almost feels like it's not worth trying to avoid the mud. You might as well just walk straight through it. It's almost more hard work to try and avoid it than it is to just go bang through the middle of it. I'm glad I brought the stick today, the hiking stick, hiking pole, whatever you want to call it, because it just gives you that extra bit of steadiness. Hang on a minute, there's a path over here. Why am I walking through all this mud when there's a path there? Have I gone the wrong way again? No, it says I'm where I'm meant to be. So a little bit further up here, we're going to bear right. Would actually be nice to get onto a bit of decent track. Every now and then it just goes from beneath you, the ground. It just slips or slides under your foot. I think, hopefully, well, I say hopefully, we don't know what's around the corner, do we? Keep to the public footpath. Right, the question is this the public footpath through here, or is this the public footpath here? The map suggests here. I mean, despite all the mud, and on the plus side, there is that beautiful early morning feeling that I often talk about, where the birds are singing and it feels like the world's waking up. And that's always nice to be out and about in. I remember that as a kid, camping, that waking up feeling where it was a bit cold, but you were dry and warm in your tent, and that first cup of tea or whatever, in the days before I discovered coffee. Just listening out for whatever that bird is. Again, my father would know in an instant what that bird song was, but I have no clue. Oh wow, look. Got ourselves a little creek here, boy. There's some mushrooms or something. They look like they could be mushrooms. I bet this is lovely here during the summer. There are molehills absolutely everywhere on this walk. Every single bit of it, there's been molehills. What do you think about these woods? Fancy a little wild camping here. It's a bit busy, to be honest. There's a lot of cut trees lining the place, so it's all a bit open, but further back there off the path it gets thicker. Before I approach this garden, I just want to make sure I'm still going in the right direction. Oh, it's not a garden, or is it? I don't know. I very much feel like I'm in somebody's garden right now, but there was a sign there saying it's a through path, so hello chaps, Hello, hello. You okay? Morning. Morning. You okay? Alright. You're beautiful, aren't you? You're beautiful. Yes, you are. I know. I'm going to keep walking, alright? See you next time. Something lovely about horses. Now, am I going straight? Oh, there's a duck over there. Yep, straight on. Let's go have a look at this duck. Ducks, plural. You see the cloud just lifting off the hill there. Some sheep. It's lovely, isn't it? Wow, what a beautiful house. It's a shame we're on this side of the fence because that house is on the bush of the whatever you call it, the hedge, because that is a beautiful house. Yeah, that horse running now, having a little gallop about. It's a shame. I wish I'd kept the camera on for the when I came across that dog at the farm, just so you could have seen how absolutely terrified I was. Because when I came around the corner and he was just there in the cage and barking, it frightened the shit out of me. I'm not going to lie. Looks like we're coming up to a road. That'll be a yes then. I always love these kissing gates that seem to serve no purpose. I know they did once upon a time, but right this minute they seem a little bit obsolete. Right, we are walking straight through the middle of this field, so that's going to be interesting. That's not too bad, you know. Look at the amount of birds' nests there are in those trees over there. Let me zoom in. I don't know if you can see it really, because on this tiny viewer can't really see very well, but those trees are absolutely full of nests. I mean, I know there are some people who are thinking to themselves, what a stupid way or a stupid hobby to have. Getting up, going out in the freezing cold or the mud, getting scared stupid by dogs, falling over and all that. But it's more than that, you know. It's it reconnects you with something that if you live in the city you don't feel. You know, the city has a feeling, and it's a feeling of kind of removal from people. As ironic as that sounds, you feel removed from people. Everyone's doing their own thing, everyone's wired in with their AirPods or their TV or whatever. Everyone's doing their own thing, everyone's got their own problems, and everyone's just trying to make it through till they can get back home. But then when you come here, you feel, or you come on these walks at least, you feel like you've reconnected with nature or with life. And I know I'm going off again on one, but it's the only way I can describe it. I mean, on paper it is mad. Who'd want to go out in the cold and the wet and the mud and just walk? I can't explain it really. All I know is that I always feel better afterwards. It's like going to the gym. Nobody has a bad session at the gym. All you got to do is get yourself there and do it. So, anyway, what do I know? Looks like there's a bit of a bonfire going on over there. Now, beautiful tree. Bit of building work going on over here. Oh, it's nice to be on some flat ground again. As I said, this was only a 3.5 kilometre walk apparently, and the one I was planning to do, which would have taken me a lot longer to get to, that was 8.5, and I feel like 8.5 kilometres in these conditions, it would take a long time. This walk on its own was only meant to take 45 minutes, and we've been going for 52. We've got just over a kilometre to go. Oh wow, beautiful houses again. And that. So quiet. So quiet. I think my pavement's about to run out. How lovely. How lovely. The very welcome sight of a pub, as always. I don't think I've yet been on a walk where the pub's been open by the time I've reached it, which is a bit rubbish, isn't it? Trying to see what it's called. My eyesight is so rubbish. It's the Neville Ball pub. I mean, it might turn out to be one of those films where I don't have to actually change a battery. Just have a quick look at the I was wondering if this could be the third St Peter's and St Paul's in a row. That would be a thing, wouldn't it? There's a squirrel, 2 squirrels, and a third, and a 4th, and a pigeon. 5. There's squirrels everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. I've never seen so many squirrels in one go. Go. That's at least 7 squirrels in these 3 trees that I've just seen. At least. Now I can't see any of them. So that's about the end of this one. It was only a short walk, just to get out of the house, clear the cobwebs. If you're still here at the end, thank you very much for joining us. The link for the RBLI Great Tommy Sleep Out will be on this film as well, so have a look at that if you wouldn't mind, and if you've got any spare pennies to donate to the Royal British Legion, that would be so much appreciated. And until next time, where I hope we'll have some better weather, take care.